Live. All right. Well, my 7 a.m. patient didn't show up, so I got some time to kill. Yeah, I've been running a lot lately. I'm doing a little challenge running from the distance of Lake Tahoe to Malibu, which is 700 miles. And I've got 6 months to do it. I'm about 275 miles in about 7 weeks is what I did that in. I was a little behind to start. Yeah, and my calves and feet are a little bit sore. I figured, hey, why not do a quick impromptu little foot clinic on things that you guys can do. All you're gonna need is like a lacrosse ball, a tennis ball, a foam roller, and maybe like something to push against. I got my rig back there, but it could be a wall, it could be a door jam, anything like that. But yeah, so you know, maybe you find this helpful, maybe you don't. All we're gonna be doing is kind of waking up the bottom of our feet, stretching out the tissue three-dimensionally. So typically when we stretch our muscles, we go with in the direction of the fiber. If you think about your quads, you know, we stretch and we pull our leg back like that. We're stretching our quads through this direction. They're good. They're good. Don't get me wrong. Stretching can be helpful. Static stretching can be helpful. But going in the same direction as the fibers kind of just stresses the tissues in the same way that they always get stressed. And so using a ball or a foam roller or any self-mobility tool is actually just another form of stretching the muscle. And so you're stretching the muscle a little bit more three-dimensionally in all directions. If you think about your muscle like a piece of saran wrap and you put a marble in the middle of it, it's gonna stretch it all the way around. And that's kind of what we're doing with the ball on the bottom of our foot. We're also providing a lot of input to the mechanoreceptors, the proprioceptors on the bottom of the feet. Just kind of wake them up a little bit before we stretch them out. Say, hey, brain, nervous system, foot, muscles, tendon, ligament. We're gonna be working in this area a little bit. So as I was saying before, my feet have kind of been hurting. I'm putting a lot of miles on them, but it's pretty interesting. My wife sent me a link to this challenge. Said, hey, we started our journey in Tahoe. We got engaged in Malibu. Maybe you want to do this. And I said, you know what, let's try it. I said, any mile that she does, as far as walking or running on her way back from, or on her way from recovery from giving birth to our daughter, I'm gonna tack that onto my total. Because 700 miles in 6 months is a ton for me, who used to run maybe 10 miles a week at most. So now I'm up to about 30. I had a 7 a.m. patient not show up, so here we are. So I got a couple minutes. I'm gonna pop off here probably 7:50, 7:55. And like I said, we're just taking that ball, just waking up the proprioceptors in the bottom of our foot. I have a lacrosse ball. It's just a pink lacrosse ball, but this could be a tennis ball, squash ball. There's certain other mobility tools out there that are really good, and we're just waking up our feet. Already I feel like I'm more connected and feel a little bit better in the bottoms of my feet. I'm actually going to take that same ball and I'm going to work a little bit on a muscle that runs on the medial aspect or inside of our shin all the way down around this little ankle bone called your malleoli. Goes underneath the foot and creates your arch. It's called your posterior tibialis. And I know for a fact that I have a history of some pain here. So I'm just gonna kind of work that tissue. Instead of digging my thumbs in, which are a little pointy, maybe even a little bit strong, I'm gonna use a broader surface of the ball. And I'm just staying right behind the shin bone, okay? So this is just your posterior tibialis. Just giving it a little love. Your soleus can sit back here once you get a little bit higher up. So I guess I can come closer for this. Yay. Hey guys. What's up? So yeah, so just working down the medial aspect of my shin. So yeah, if you have any questions, I mean, I'm gonna probably be doing this for the next couple minutes unless for some reason my 7 a.m. patient shows up at 7:50, which would not be good. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off here at about, 7:55 or so, something like that. I don't even know. Just improv today. But we're going up and down the shin bone, just working on that posterior tibialis. I posted a picture of me using one of those percussive guns the other day, and I was actually hitting this muscle the other day too. a lot of times when you start to increase your training, whether it's weight training, swimming, running, doesn't really matter. If you're starting to go too fast, too soon, too often, you're gonna get awesome. I'm glad you're doing this with me. I hope you're feeling better, by the way. Where was I? Oh yeah, so your posterior tibialis gets beat up, or doing things too fast, too soon, too often is usually what leads to people getting hurt or injuries. And so it's knowing how quickly to start to load up those tissues. Now myself, I know I'm an active guy. Like I said, I was running a little bit at the time when I started this whole challenge. I slowly increased. I didn't just dive into 30 miles a week. I, actually went to, 15, 20, 25, kind of tested the waters. I did do a half marathon at the beginning. Felt really good after doing that, and said, okay, I think I'm pretty good to stay at about this level for the next couple months. What's up? Oh, you're welcome. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free. I'm just gonna, poke around, just, hanging out, doing whatever. It's Friday. It's Friday. This is great. Get to hang out, although the air quality is getting really bad here in LA again because of the fires, unfortunately. It's the weekend. Just hanging out, rolling out. And now, just like any other part of our body, this is part of my foot care, right? Because this muscle, this posterior tibialis, goes all the way down, comes behind that malleoli, goes under my foot, bifurcates, and gives me a nice arch. And my arches are getting pretty beat up because I'm running a bajillion miles a week for me. I did 800 meter repeats yesterday, and it was eye-opening. I haven't actually run as fast as I can in a long time. All right, so I got my foam roller. I'm gonna be working on scrubbing my calf muscle, or my soleus and my gastroc. I'm just sitting tall, and the first thing I'm gonna do is just go up and down. And this is a really broad surface, so it's once again gonna be providing a more three-dimensional stretch to my soleus and my calf. And what a lot of people don't know is that your soleus muscle, which is underneath your gastroc muscle, is actually like the #1 propelling muscle when we run if we're doing it right. And so this sucker gets a lot of work as we're running, as we're jumping, that kind of thing. So it is important to give a little bit of love every once in a while and say, hey, I got your back. We're gonna just be stretching, give it some input. Maybe your nervous system can then give you something back and say, okay, we're gonna relax that muscle. It's always important to listen to your body too. If you're feeling really beat up from running a lot, take a break, focus on your stretching. Consider that your, quote, rest days can be used to work on your mobility and actually improve the quality of your running when you return back to it either the next day or a couple days later. Doesn't matter if you're running sprints, if you're running for endurance, for time, all that stuff. The more you take care of your body, the more your body can take care of you. Now I'm gonna rotate a little bit more onto the outside, which are my peroneals, which help control my ankle, which we need tons of ankle stability and control as we're running. Regardless of your surface, you need to be able to control what your foot is doing. And so I'm just rolling up and down. Where are we at on time? We got a couple minutes left. Gonna switch sides, so then we're gonna, quote, scrub that muscle. Okay, we're gonna be going side to side, but we're not doing that quite yet. Gonna work on some lymphatic drainage with your foam rolling. Gonna get some of the byproduct of tissue healing, which is inflammation, out of there. Because all exercise is doing is actually breaking down your tissue. Your immune system comes in, heals it, so it's stronger, but a byproduct is inflammation, and your lymphatic system actually helps get that out of there. Most of our lymph tissue, most, but not all, sits on the medial aspects of our limbs, so coming up the inside, up into the groin, on the inside of the arm, up into the armpit, and then that dumps into the more central tissues, goes into our bloodstream, and we ultimately pee it out. So that's why it's important to drink your water. I posted something really quick on my story about the benefits of drinking water today. It's like working on everything that you can think of just by drinking water. All right, so I'm gonna just stay on this left side. I'm gonna just scrub back and forth. And this feels like garbage, okay? This feels absolutely awful. So just be mindful of how much pressure you're putting on there. Stay below a 6 or 7 out of 10, 10 being the most pain you've ever felt, okay? So this should be something that you can stand to do again, that you maybe want to do again. And we're just going back and forth. I actually don't feel the need to do my actual calf muscle. I'm going a little bit below it, right where my gastroc and my soleus kind of meet up. It feels a little gnarly, a little boggy, but I'm putting a ton of stress there. I'm trying to keep my foot relaxed. It's almost impossible. It's a little uncomfortable. And we're just going up and down. Nothing crazy, nothing novel. Oh my God, I haven't seen this stuff before. Maybe the scrubbing, the side-to-side foam rolling, maybe it. But it's all the basics. The basics are the fundamentals. The fundamentals are a reason. Get really good at them. Your body's going to take care of you. So we're just going back and forth. And this guy's going to help loosen up the back and the posterior structures of your calf. If you're struggling with squatting and keeping your heels on the ground, this guy might help contribute to, or this drill might help get you into a better position in the bottom of your squat, so you don't have to cheat and, not cheat, but modify and put a heel raiser in, or like stand on a weight plate or lift your heels, any of that stuff. You can go into a deeper squat with more upright posture just by fixing your ankles. Yeah, we're just going up and down. I think the coffee's kicking in. That's why I decided to just pop on this live. I forgot my computer at home, so I can't do my notes. So here we are, having a good time. All right, so we've stretched, we've foam rolled, we did all that stuff. So I'm gonna pop back here. We're actually gonna do a little bit of calf stretch, soleus stretch. Be a little better. So we're just back here. Can't see me with this. Oh my God. Tragic. Okay, so we go 1 foot back, really, really basic. Knee is straight, static stretching. Now, static stretching has been getting shit on for a little while now. I still do think that it's beneficial to expose your body to these positions, because then your nervous system can say, okay, I'm familiar with that much dorsiflexion. I need to maintain it, or at least I have it in my movement repertoire. If I need to get into a position that requires that much dorsiflexion, say, squatting, for instance. So we're just holding this for about a minute. And yeah, so we're just giving our body the reminder that, hey, this range of motion exists. We just loosen things up with our foam rollers and with our lacrosse ball, tennis ball, that kind of thing. And now we are just stretching it out. I think we got a couple more seconds left. I don't know where my reggae went. It's Friday. I usually do reggae on Fridays in the clinic. Just more beachy, more relaxy, that kind of thing. Different vibe. We'll go to the other side. For those of you wondering, yes, I am seeing some patients in person. I'm here 2.5 days a week. I socially distance myself from my patients. I stay away. We don't do manual therapy. We do all stuff that they can do for themselves, but I have the equipment. I stay away. We all wear masks. Usually keep the doors open if it's possible when the air quality isn't this bad. So just, if you guys are wondering. Gotta stay safe during these times. Health first, and then we can work on our exercise and our movement health as well. So gotta stay healthy. Now about another minute here. And then we're going to do one little last drill for our toes, and that's it. It might be an unconventional exercise that you think about for your toes, but it's a pretty common exercise. It's just a reverse lunge. Now I'm feeling a pretty big stretch, actually more on my left than my right, which is surprising because my right one is typically a lot tighter. All right, I hope you guys are gearing up for a great weekend. Get outside, let that UV light do its thing. It's getting to be a little bit more fall-like in other places in this country. And I don't know if it's apple picking time yet. I'm from New Hampshire, and I think it would still be a little bit too early to do that. That's more of an October activity. All right. So, last thing before I pop off here and get ready for my next patient, we've mobilized the bottom of our feet, we've mobilized the backs of our calves, we've stretched them out, we got a lot of things working, juices are flowing. We're just gonna do 6 reverse lunges on each side. Why are we doing this? So as you step back, you have to plant that toe. Oh my God, look at that. And then control myself down. Now I'm in toe extension with dorsiflexion on my back foot. We have a little bit of dorsiflexion on the front foot, but I'm not too concerned. As long as I'm nice and tall, I'm getting some hip extension, then I'm up, pushing off through those toes, loading them up. We're just doing 6 on each side. 4, we got 2 more to go. Then we're doing the other side, and then we're all done. It's a quick, easy foot care clinic. Nothing crazy. 5, 6. All right, switch sides. Plant, load up that big toe, get into that dorsiflexion. Oh, feels good. Slower you go, you'll get a little bit more stretch instead of whipping right through it. Got 2 more to go. Okay, well, that's gonna be it. It was really quick, down and dirty, but I feel better. Hopefully you do too. Hopefully you do too. So, yeah, nothing crazy. I will be doing another live on Monday. It's gonna be more of the strength-based stuff. Having a good time doing that, getting a lot of good feedback. I think that being strong leads to resiliency. It makes sure that you have mastery of all your ranges of motion and all your parts. If you can't do an exercise because your range of motion is limited, you gotta work on your mobility first. You gotta earn your strength. And so you can't put a bunch of strength on top of a shitty foundation. And so you need to work on your positional integrity, the ability to get into certain positions. If you don't squat well, you can make some modifications. If you can't go overhead, we can make some modifications. But the ultimate goal is to be able to express your full human potential range of motion. Therefore, you have to work on your mobility and flexibility to earn your strength without getting hurt. A hand and wrist clinic. Check out my YouTube page. I actually have a hand and wrist clinic that's 45 minutes. It's a really, really solid. You can find my YouTube channel, I believe, in the link in my profile. So that can get you there. It's really inclusive. Goes shoulder to hand. Yeah, this is just, off the cuff. Here I was. Patient didn't show up. I kind of wish that she had, but hey, here we are. We all had some fun. Let's see, nice stretch after sitting. Oh my God, sitting at the desk, killer for the feet. People don't realize it. Not moving your feet around, not loading them up. So, yeah, this was great. If you have any questions, I'm gonna put this up on my IG feed so you can always come back to it. Nothing too crazy, nothing groundbreaking, but definitely effective. Get that lacrosse ball, get that foam roller. If you need either, I actually am selling sets of these things through another company that I have started. It's called Forged Golf Performance. We have a mobility kit. It's really all inclusive. It has a stick, a foam roller, a peanut, a ball, and a stretching band. Once again, it's all in the link in my profile. If you need all that stuff, it all comes together. Yeah, we just ship that out to you. So, hey Sandra. So I hope you all do something fun this weekend. As always, I know this was short and sweet, but drink your water. It's good for your mobility, flexibility, and strength. Eat your vegetables, get your sleep, get your movement, and reach out to a loved one who hasn't heard from you in a while, because they're gonna love it and you're gonna love it, and you'll be glad you did. So, all right guys, I'm gonna sign off. I got somebody coming in at 8 o'clock, and yeah, that was that. So thanks for joining. All right, see ya.